Are you feeling stuck when it comes to trying to figure out how to drive more revenue for your business, especially without breaking the bank in the process? Give me just a few minutes of your time here, and I'll show you two main concepts of the profit optimization strategy that I show my clients and how you can use it to significantly boost your revenue. I'm Dan King from Fistbump Media, and I've been helping people improve their digital presence and drive better results for over a decade. I'm not into scammy or spammy stuff that doesn't produce results. I only show you stuff that actually has actually worked for me and my clients over the years. And there are really a small handful of core strategies that really work no matter how the platforms and the algorithms change over time. So I want to start by showing you the revenue formula. This formula is just really kind of a three-part equation that drives everything and how we think about how we try to produce better results. Ultimately, the big goal, as you see in this, is the revenue side of the equation. And how do we impact that? And there's three things that actually drive the revenue. And that equation works as like this. It's T times C times E, or traffic times conversions times economics, which is the pricing of your stuff to equals your revenue. So traffic, how many people do I get in through the door? Or how many people do I get to land on my website on a regular basis? Conversions, how many of those people, what percentage of those people then end up actually becoming a customer? And economics is the financial side. What do you charge? How big is the sale? Things like that too. So we get a dollar figure there too. And really, those three things together is what determines the revenue. Let's take a look at a quick example here. So first, we'll see just for really simple numbers, right? If you're traffic and you're looking at the website, for example, let's say you get 1,000 visits, whatever period of time, it's called a month, right? If you get 1,000 visitors on your website each month, out of those 1,000 people, that's your traffic, 10% of those people actually convert into a customer. They actually end up buying something from you, right? So your 1,000 visitors times your 10% conversion rate, and doing the math so far, that works out to about 100 people, 100 sales, right? Times your economics. Let's say your average sale or your product or whatever is $100. So those 1,000 visitors times your 10% conversion rate, so 100 sales times $100 is $10,000. That's your revenue, right? Simple. But let's play around with that a little bit. Let's say, for example, you want to double your revenue. Let's say you want to get your revenue to $20,000, right? Double. That'd be fun. Double your revenue. So there's a few ways you can do it. Because if we look at this equation one step at a time, you could double your visits, right? So if you go from 1,000 visits to 2,000 visits, drive more traffic to your website, uh, times your 10% conversion rate, times your $100 economics, that would net you then the $20,000. Same thing, you could double the economics. If you get your product or your sale price, your total package sale, whatever, to $200 every time you make a sale, well, 1,000 visits with no change in traffic, no change in conversions, times $200 would do the same thing. It worked out to $20,000. And again, one more option here too is to look at the conversion rate. If your traffic were to stay the same and your economics were to stay the same at $100 times, let's double your conversion rate to 20%, the math would work out the same to where you then would end up with the same $20,000. So the point is to increase your revenue. It's not all about I need to drive more traffic. It's not all about I need to change my pricing. It's really uh, any one of any one of these three different things, and probably most likely a little bit of each one. It might make more sense to do 1,200 visitors times a 15% conversion rate times $150 economics, right? And so you can see the way you play with those numbers will determine your revenue, but every one of those impacts it. So now I want to take a look at the journey the customer goes through because there are certain elements of this equation that correlate directly with the way customers actually end up getting to you. And today, the customer journey, they go through these kind of core 5 phases: awareness, findability, reputation, conversion. There's that conversion word, and advocacy. Okay, awareness. Do they know about you, right? Do they know about the product that you have, the service that you offer? Findability. Can they find you when they start looking and say, "Hey, I need that product. I need that service"? Are they able to find you when they start looking? And then reputation. Once they start finding you, are they able to see the signals that tell them that they can trust you? Do they like you and who you are? And once they hit that point too, then now we finally see too. This is where we now start getting to things like the website itself. Will they convert? Okay. Do you have ways to capture that lead, to close that sale, whatever that might look like? How are you then converting them? And then once you do, then we move to the advocacy phase. And will they remain loyal? And part of that, the advocacy phase, then feeds right back into then how do you capture reviews from these people, and then that then feeds the reputation side of things. The good news is there are several ways that you can impact this, each of these different areas. Awareness, there are things like Google Ads, Facebook Ads, that can help get that awareness out there of what it is that you do. Findability, when they start searching for you, can they find you on search? Can they find you on Google Maps and directories and near me searches if you're a local business? And then once they do find you, how is your online reputation? What's your review portfolio look like, especially compared to competition that they may also see during those searches? What are you doing on social media? What kinds of blogs and articles can tell them and connect them with who you are, and how your product can be an answer to their solution, to their problems? And then we get to the conversion phase. And that's where we start to see impact of the website, online booking, sales, things like that. And then the advocacy, then, like I said, feeds back into, do you get them to write reviews? What does social posts look like? How do they talk about you with their friends, and that feeds back into the reputation phase. And as you look at this equation, what you'll see is that things like traffic, there's a few steps here: awareness, findability, and even in some into reputation too. They're going to impact the traffic part of the equation. So there's some options of how you're going to actually drive that traffic and impact that traffic for those people coming to the store. Things like reputation is also kind of part of that conversion side, right? That reputation and conversion element. Once they land on their website, is it easy for them to convert into a customer quickly and easily and stuff, right? Again, your economics are going to be a big part of that as well too. But as you can see, really every part of that revenue formula flows through different elements of this customer journey that people go through these days. So the good news is about that is that there are several things that you can do to really try to drive better revenue for your business. Now, I've got a whole webinar, about a 60-minute long webinar that dives into each element of this revenue formula and gives you practical strategies that you can implement right now today, uh, to help you improve in all 3 of those core areas. And that's absolutely free. All you got to do is just drop me a comment below and say, "Hey, I want that webinar," and I will send that to you with no obligation, no questions asked, for you to check out, and hopefully be able to learn how you can bump that revenue significantly through the different factors in this revenue formula and how they play towards the customer journey. With that, I just want to leave you with a big fist bump. Boom, there you go, and have a great day.